Okay, so I've started the stream now.
Yep. Hello and
As
welcome
Joshua
to
Jack goes fastest.
F1GXL Racing Tier 1 Season 2 Austrian GP Round 7. I'm joined by...
What do you mean you're joined? You're joining me. I'm not joining
No,
you.
you're joining me. I created the
No.
I invited you to this party, so you're joining me.
Yeah, but I'm streaming it.
Ah, potato. You still didn't introduce yourself. No one knows who you are at the moment.
I
Introduce
think
yourself.
everyone knows who I am by now. I stream this every week.
Maybe. I'm not quite sure, but go on. I think you just introduce yourself just in case.
Hello, everyone. Welcome along then
To F1GXL
GXL
Racing.
Tier 2.
Okay then.
When you say F1GXL Racing, I say just GXL.
Yeah, I don't like it when people do F1GXL though. It's either
Why?
it's either GXL or F1GXL Racing. I don't know why, but I just prefer GXL or F1GXL Racing.
Okay, we'll go with GXL for now. But yeah, so if you couldn't tell, we're in qualifying. 10 minutes to go. Joshua Jack is first at the moment, as I believe that's Richard Blazes off the road. Was it? No, it's his teammate actually. It's Lucas off the road. I didn't expect that from the championship leader now.
Yeah, just like
by,
to
I believe 1 point. So
on Joshua Jack. He had a very good opening race in Bahrain, and he's very much struggled since then. But maybe as we go into the second half of the season, we're closing in on the midpoint. Maybe he'll be looking to bounce back and make a last-ditch championship challenge. Oh, and as I say that, he goes into the wall.
That was really bad timing. Imagine if he'd retired.
Oh god, that would have been worse.
Oh well. Well, he has survived, and somehow he's gotten no front wing damage out of that. I don't know how. He careered into the barriers and got no front wing damage.
Good for him, eh?
And now he's on the grass again. This is some big brain strats from Joshua Jack.
Tier 2 driver struggling in the wet more. Obviously we saw last week, but we don't need to talk about last week. We'll just talk about this week, won't we?
Did you say it was a dry race? I believe
yes,
JC Boy's gone off.
Yeah.
Okay, right, that's good then.
I was going to say...
As JC Boy gets going again.
I think our steward's report from last week's race may have been one of the longest steward's report I've ever done.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have a repeat of that. Can I just ask, is A Spencer F1, is that Amelia?
Yes, it is.
Why is she racing on a different account this week to last week?
I don't know.
Oh well, we move. Williams looking strong at the moment in P8 and P9.
All her socials.
That's the highest they've been.
Williams P8 and 9. Yeah, Game Boy hasn't even set a lap, so
yeah,
leave him out.
I'm surprised. 8 minutes to go, and a lot of drivers haven't set a lap. As I believe one of the Hasses is off. That was Toxic Squid, very much off the road. He's got to be careful because his teammate is approaching quite fast behind him. I think Toxic Squid will just about get going again and not impede his teammate, as we've now got just under 8 minutes to go then. So as Toxic Squid slides his way into the pit lane, thankfully not hitting the barrier.
Sangani
will survive.
Himself up into 4th.
Yeah, Toxic Squid's teammate Shiv Sangani crosses the line.
I've noticed
does a 12.7.
A lot from Shivam recently this season. He's actually shown half-decent pace throughout qualifying sessions and even throughout some races. I just think he's struggling to string it all together with consistency.
Yeah, Shiv Sangani, he's a quick driver, but
he's
it's
improved
just
so much since he joined in Baku.
On his day, he is definitely one of the quicker drivers on the grid. Just the problem is his day doesn't come that often. So, but yeah, when he is on it at the moment,
yeah, he's only scored
he's on the second row of the grid.
Season, unfortunately, yeah, as I was going to say, I mean, it's a testament to how much he's improved. Looking at last season, I think he was on 11 penalty points for most of the races last season in Tier 2.
Flenny Esther now. And he goes fastest with a 12.0.
Oh, and he managed to keep himself in the league, not picking up a single penalty point for quite a long time.
That is impressive. That is an impressive run, which I think most of the Tier 2 drivers on this grid could take note of once in a while. But certainly not this man, Fliniesta, who's not really been involved in many incidents as far as I can remember across his entire career, to be honest.
He has been in incidents.
He's been in some, but like none that bad.
I think, well, him and his former Red Bull teammate, X4Charlie's not racing today, kindly letting us know about 5 minutes before the Grand Prix. Yeah, they had a few incidents last year as Red Bull teammates, if you can recollect. But yeah, other than that, he's been quite well. He's done quite well.
Amelia has just been off the track, I believe. We had yellow flags in Sector 2, and that was for the Williams. For once, it's not Gamer Boy. Gamer Boy's going strong. Let's ride on board with Gamer Boy on this lap. Maybe he's a really good driver in the wet. Maybe he's like Ayrton Senna. Well, hopefully, actually, I'm not going to make that joke. As I believe Amelia's gone for another spin, or maybe she's just letting people through as the racing point of... I believe Original Blazers flies past there, but let's stay with Gamer Boy as he goes now onto the second straight off the lap. Look at him go with the absolute insane speed coming from that Mercedes engine as he now comes into what is, I believe, turn 4. The right-hander gets on the power nicely, no wheel spin, even in these greasy conditions, as he now comes into the most technical part of the lap, into the left-hander, closes in, gets that apex perfectly, now runs onto the curb to get the widest entrance he possibly can into this left-hander, slightly wide of the apex, but gets a good run onto this very, very short straight, and now into the penultimate corner, which would be very, very fast in the dry, not so fast in these wet conditions, and he missed the apex fairly, well, by quite a lot, but kisses the apex quite nicely in the final corner. He comes to the line now, he's currently 12th fastest, and he goes, and he doesn't improve.
He improves. He improves his lap significantly.
He improved his time, yeah, but he didn't improve by any positions. He only needs to improve by a couple of tenths, and he'll be P11.
Yeah.
Lucas, by the way, not having a great session so far, but he is on a lap at the moment. So.
Does Lucas have a qualifying ban?
Not as far as I can remember.
Because I was looking at the penalty points, because obviously he was talking about Fliniesta and Shiv Sangani. And Lucas is on 5 penalty points. But did he serve his qualifying ban at a previous race?
I think he did. It was Spain he served it at, I thought.
I'll take your word for it. I think he did.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm not completely sure, but I think so.
One of the most boring
like
races.
Immediately at his start, there was someone in front of.
Oh yeah, that's it. It was Gamer Boy in front of him, who didn't.
Yeah, and then he hit
an AI.
him.
Yeah, I remember that. But Lucas, speaking of the devil, he's gone in P2.
Well then, that is a nice lap from Lucas. He was I believe 11th, but he's gone all the way up to 2nd now. But he's still quite a few tenths of a second adrift of Fliniesta. So
shall we talk about the Tier 2 Championship standings?
Yeah, we could do.
Yeah, it's very, very tight at the top. Formula 1 Union leads us away in the Alfa Romeo, 79 points.
Lucas nearly dropped it there. That was so close.
Original Blazers.
Continue.
Original Blazers in the racing point on 77 points, and Lucas 0404 on 72 points. So it's all to play for today. Fliniesta is behind on 53 points. So a win today here could be very big for Fliniesta's title challenge.
Yeah, this could be very interesting when we get into the second half of the season. We're nearly at the midway point. Next round is the official midway point of the season. And after that, it will be all to play for.
We will be going into transfer driver deadline day next week as well. So that'll be interesting.
Also, drivers changing teams. Is that it? Lucas off the road again.
Was you not
My God.
here during driver deadline day last year?
Pardon?
Was you not here during driver deadline day last year?
I'm not sure, to be honest. It's when drivers change teams?
Yeah, it's on a specific day they're allowed to change teams. And then
okay. I think I was here, but obviously I don't want to betray Haas. So.
Why? Why is that? The Haas car is so terrible. Why would you want to stay in that car?
Last season it was mainly because I wanted to stay with Aaron. As speaking of Haas cars, I believe one of them has just gone off. That's Shiv Sangani going very, very slowly at the exit of, I want to say turn 4. I think it's turn... No, it's turn 3. Exit at turn 3. But yeah, he's gotten going again. And so... Oh, his original Blazers has crashed, I believe.
No, he's retired in the pits.
Oh, okay then. Alright. Okay.
Wait,
So we have a minute to go.
Actually, no, I think he may have retired or crashed. I'm not too sure. Go on board
It
with
looked like
Red
his
Bull.
dot was moving, but see if we can catch a glimpse of it. Bryony's just going through. I think he has crashed. Oh no.
I think he
I'm not sure, to be
retired
honest.
manually.
He might have retired on track, but that's not too bad in qualifying. As long as it doesn't impede anyone, we don't mind, as we are now under a minute to go in this qualifying session. So we'll have to see if the timings are legitimate, and if they are, then it is all the more cause to get excited for when all these drivers start coming across the line. So, by the way, Gamer Boy isn't last, so that's very impressive from him. Maybe the wet conditions really are his strengths.
Well, Toxic Squid hasn't set a lap time yet.
Yeah, but we don't need to talk about that. I think he is on a lap at the moment. Yes, he is, but he's invalidated. As GXL Hallam retires now, he'll be starting pretty high up on the grid as GXL Dragon now retires as well. So,
Wonderful
right, let's
crash.
see. We got 5 seconds to go. Oh, is that... Oh, GXL Dragon, did he crash? Everyone's retiring, bro. The timer's just hit 0.
I think we must be incorrect because Lucas is on an out lap.
Yeah, we definitely are. No checkered flags have come out yet, so so I imagine we still have around 30, maybe a minute to go. So, yeah, when the checkered flags do come out next to the driver's name tags, you will be able to tell that this qualifying session is concluded, as Joshua Jack has left the session. You may want to get him back in, as I believe Gamer Boy now retires as well. Everyone's retiring, and the checker flags have just come out now, so I believe the timer has hit 0, and if it indeed has, then Fliniesta will be the first man then to come across the line as he exits the final corner. The man that's currently on pole position doesn't
improve.
I think he's starting a lap now. I think he is starting a lap.
Oh yeah, he is starting a lap because
okay. Alright, so
Lucas crosses the line.
Timer still hasn't hit 0.
Starts a lap, yeah, but the checkered flags did come out.
Alright, so we may have to wait a little bit longer as Fliniesta is 1 millisecond down on his time so far. Let's have a look at Lucas, who is a couple of seconds back. He is nearly a 1/10 of a second up on his time, so this is not over yet. Lucas is still challenging as he goes down the straight. Anyone behind? Not really, to be honest. There's not really many people still out there. What about Fliniesta? How's he doing? He's still 1 millisecond down according to the timings, but I'm not completely sure as he goes past his teammate who is in the gravel, and I believe the timer has indeed hit 0 now. So who is going to be the first to come across the line? JC Boy will be, but he's got front wing damage, so he is not going to be improving. He's got to be careful because Fliniesta is coming up on him. Oh, that was close. Oh my god, that was close, wasn't it? And Fliniesta invalidates on the final corner, and that will, I'm sure, be a penalty for JC Boy. So this could open the door now for Lucas.
No, Lucas has crashed! Oh god! And now your qualifying results.
What an end to that session. I just saw Lucas like spinning
what happened
in the background.
You said there was a penalty point incoming?
JC Boy was... He definitely impeded Fliniesta. I mean, Fliniesta, luckily, is still on pole, but I'm sure he won't be too happy with JC Boy. I think JC Boy was in AI, but at the same time, you gotta be more aware than that.
Did Joshua Jack return to the session?
Pardon?
Did Joshua Jack return to the session?
I'm not sure, to be honest. Send him an invite just in case. Just in case he didn't.
Okay.
As someone in the chat has said, please don't mention the F1 quali results from today in your commentary. We've recorded it and watching it later.
He raced on the track in qualifying today.
Nicholas Latifi took pole position.
Yeah, Latifi took pole. It was a good session for Russell, wasn't it? Coming in third.
Yeah.
Quite impressive from the Williams boys today.
Yeah, Williams, they look very, very strong. I mean, I can't lie, I wasn't planning on talking about the qualifying
Yeah,
results.
but I mean, now you've brought us onto the topic. I was extremely impressed by Nikita Mazepin in P5.
Yeah, that was a good showing from him. Good
Yeah.
to see he's proven the haters wrong.
Um,
Oh, Hamilton's in the chat now.
what, Lewis?
Hello, Harrison.
Hamilton.
No, Harrison Hamilton. That Hamilton. Joshua Jack is definitely not in the session because his AI is
Where?
started already.
Mm,
Get him back, Taylor.
I'm
Invite
inviting him. I'm inviting him.
All right. While Taylor is doing that, I will go through the qualifying grid then. Fliniesta takes another pole position in this season of GXL. He's got Joshua Jack for company alongside him on the front row. Nice to see Joshua Jack back up the front. Lucas qualifies in third today in the Racing Point. The championship leader definitely wanting to add another podium or even another win to his collection of wins and podiums, I'm sure. Shiv Sangani with a return to the top four. He's starting on the second row of the grid today for Haas, just ahead of GXL Hallam in his final farewell in GXL. I'm sure he won't be too displeased with that qualifying up in fifth. He's got Bryony for company right behind him in sixth position. GXL Dragon, the Welshman, starts seventh today for McLaren ahead of Original Blazers, who is not having the greatest qualifying session in the... Oh, shut up, Taylor, I'm going through the grid. Okay. Original Blazers qualifies eighth today ahead of F1 Union, last week's race winner in the Alfa Romeo. He starts ninth today ahead of JC Eboy in the Alpha Tauri in 10th. Toxic Squid, the first of the drivers with their free choice of tyres, starts 11th today ahead of Mr. Fisfy in the Mercedes. Was in Haas last week, I believe. He's now in Mercedes, so yeah, the reserves switching teams. And then last but not least, the two Williams locking out the back row, 13th and 14th. Amelia and then Gamer Boy. And that is the grid for GXL round 7 here at Austria.
Thing is, Joshua Jack's disconnected.
He's back. He's back. He's just joined. I don't think he's going to get into his car in time, though, if I'm honest. I am watching from the onboard perspective of Fliniesta. So when... oh, dear. Joshua Jack's AI has gone. And I believe, yep, the revs are rising now then. So here we go then. Imagine that there's 5 lights for GXL. It's lights out and away we go. It's a brilliant start for Lucas. Look, in the Racing Point, powers all the way round the outside of Fliniesta in the Red Bull. Not the greatest launch in the world for Fliniesta. He's also got GXL Hallam bearing down on him in the Renault as we all make our way up then towards turn 3. Everyone swarming in the background of the Haas there of Shiv Sangani. Just about goes into the back of GXL Hallam, and running wide there, I believe, was F1 Union, but he just about manages to get it back on track. Lucas then takes the lead of the race with Fliniesta right on his tail, locks up a little bit into turn 4, but keeps that lead of the race as we now go into nearly into sector 2. Lucas from Fliniesta, from Hallam, from Dragon, from F1 Union, from Shiv Sangani, and F1 Union already picking up a time penalty. That's not what he wanted at the start of this race, and as far as I can see, that is a good start. Shiv Sangani has left the session though, so you may want to get him back as... oh no, Gamer Boy's off, and what the hell? Amelia's also left the session, so that is... is everyone leaving? Have I disconnected or something? No, I'm still here. I can hear Taylor, and I believe Joshua Jack's just left again.
I'm still here.
Okay, alright, so... oh, it's Fliniesta's drop behind Hallam. Look at that. So Hallam, in his final race in GXL, is now up into the podium positions. But can he stay there, though? Because Fliniesta is right on his tail as we go through turn 3. Overtake enabled for the Red Bull driver. He's gaining on GXL Hallam in front of him, but I don't think he's going to be quite close enough this time around to make a move. They both lock up into the right-hander. Shiv Sangani, thankfully, is back in the session now
Joshua
as we
Jack
go
has
into
given
the
up.
left-hander. Why?
He gives up quite easily, to be fair to him. He said his internet turned off again. I don't know. He's in the lead of the race. Oh,
all right then. Well, if he does join back, then he'll be in a very good
so
position indeed. But
I didn't hear what happened. How did the start go?
It wasn't that bad. As far as I could tell, there was pretty much zero contact at the start.
Good.
The only person that spun was Gamer Boy, I believe.
Oh,
the
that's
only other drivers
unfortunate.
which are... I think the two Williams might have had contact, to be honest, because Gamer Boy spun and
Spencer,
Amelia got
Spencer
damaged.
Spencer
So
disconnected.
yeah, she came back though. She disconnected after she got wing damage, I thought. I'm not completely sure.
We got a little scrap
yeah.
over P5. F1 Union moves to the outside of GXL Dragon. Dragon give him a bit of a squeeze down the straight, and they're going to move through the corner, and Union is forced to back out.
Yeah, Dragon, he had the line into that corner, and he stays ahead of last week's race winner for the time being, at least, and holds on to that 5th position. Bryony also lying in wait just behind as well. Bryony, one of the most calculating and smartest drivers on this grid, I think, as we come through the final sector then to complete lap 3 of this race. F1 Union, what the hell? Another 3-second time penalty already. That's got to be 6 seconds already, as Lucas then takes the actual lead of the race now. So that is good. Joshua Jack AI does drop back.
Okay,
so,
I've convinced
so, yeah.
Joshua
He's
Jack
back
to join. Yeah.
Okay. All right then, that's good. So Joshua Jack will be back in his car fairly soon then, and he won't have lost that much. He'll probably, I'd imagine, by the time he gets back in, he'll be 4th, maybe behind Fliniesta. I'm not completely sure, but just about now he's being passed by his teammate JXL Hallen.
Union and Dragon. Union, leave him the space. Union.
Oh!
No, what are you doing? What on earth?
That is a massive accident here at Austria. What happened there? Who was it? Drago gets a 10-second time penalty for rejoining the track.
What on earth
what happened there? Whose fault was that?
Well, round the corner, Union just decided it would be nice to leave GXL Dragon no space at all. And then can't quite remember what happened between the crash. Union spun again.
And again.
It's a shame.
Dear oh dear, it's not the weekend that F1 Union would have wanted so far.
We're already on lap 5.
We are 5 laps in, and F1 Union spun around 3 times. Got 6 seconds of time penalties and lost his front wing. It's definitely not how he would have wanted it to go.
Yeah, a championship fight as well, but I mean, he has to fight back at all costs.
Exactly. Joshua Jack is now back in his car, by the way, and is attempting to regain some of the positions he lost due to his Wi-Fi disconnecting.
I told him he won't need to slow down at all. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
He slopped back in the pack quite nicely, so good for him. He might be able to fight still for the win if he's got the pace. Oh, I'm still just so frustrated. Oh, what are they doing? Dragon and Union. Oh.
Well, we'll have to see what the stewards think of that one.
Around the corner, like beginning sector 2.
Yes.
Union decided he didn't want to leave Dragon any space, but Dragon didn't back out, which I think Union expected him to.
Mr. Fisby and JCE Boy going side by side.
And then
Mr. Fisby up into 7th.
They were just connected. And
that is unfortunate.
Yeah, I think Union will blame Dragon and Dragon will blame Union. I think that's what will happen.
I would imagine that will end up in a very heated debate in the Discord very soon. F1 Union's nearly a lap down now.
But other than that,
did he box?
Yeah, he did box. He was forced box. He had no front wing pretty much.
He lost an M plate. That was it.
But he is awfully struggling with time penalties at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite difficult to keep the car on track at this circuit, I think. So yeah, expect quite a lot of time penalties to be floating around. But yeah, Lucas, I mean, that shows F1 Union's pace is good because he's staying ahead of Lucas. As there's a change of position somewhere. Was there? I'm not sure. I saw a momentary arrow as Finiesta is all over the back of GXL Hallam, the pole sitter.
Union's got past luck to Union could have some good pace to come up into the points playing positions.
If there is a safety car, then definitely.
Oh yeah, that would
as
help
Gamer
him
Boy and
massively.
Toxic Squid goes side by side down the main straight. Toxic Squid gets ahead of Gamer Boy and up into 11th place. Gamer Boy does have the DRS down this next straight, but as far as I can tell, he's choosing not to use it. Gamer Boy, he doesn't want to show off too much, does he? As further up the field, Bryony gets ahead of Joshua Jack. Or was that lag? It was lag. So yeah, no position change. Actually, so Joshua Jack stays 4th. It is very much a Renault versus Red Bull battle. It's kind of like Mercedes versus Red Bull in real life, but like this. So yeah, it's interesting to see how it all plays out as that's GXL Hallam running very, very wide in turn 1. I believe Joshua Jack did the same thing in the background, and it has allowed Iniesta to get up into 2nd place ahead of GXL Hallam. Both Renaults made the same mistake at the same corner on the same lap, but look at this. GXL Hallam with brilliant drive out of turn 3. He is looking to try and power his way back past Iniesta, but I don't think he's going to be quite close enough on this occasion to make that move. Iniesta stays in 2nd place for the time being, but GXL have another opportunity back ahead of that Red Bull. They go and hit the main straight when the DRS will be re-enabled for GXL Hallam in his final race in GXL as they make their way through Sector 2. Let's have a look. What the hell? Why is Joshua Jack 14th?
Aston Hamilton's all kindly... Oh, Shivsangani spins off. Did someone leave the session just then? No. I was just going to say...
I'm not sure what's happening with Joshua Jack, because it says he's 14th, but he is... oh, he's left again.
From... Oh, let me quickly... I don't imagine he'll be rejoining now.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think so either.
Yeah, what I was going to say...
Something you wanted to say?
Is comments from Formula 1 Union. This game's penalty system is shit, and Scotty, you are a dickhead. Get good and fuck off.
Well then, so not nice words from F1 Union, but I mean, it happens quite a lot in Tier 2. But I mean, already, it's not as bad as last week, so
and
yeah,
Harrison S.R. Hamilton has retorted with "You left no space, it was on stream." He's already blamed Dragon.
Well then, I'm not in much
of
of a position to comment, so... Not as far as I know, as... oh, the two Williams are going side by side. A Spencer, F1 versus Gamer Boy. Both, of course, with the same Mercedes powertrain. And I'm starting to wonder, is Gamer Boy's DRS broken or something? Because when he has it, when it's available, he doesn't use it. So...
Well, I assume that'd be the reason. He's just...
He doesn't want to win by too much, does he, Gamer Boy? That's why he's not using it. But yeah, so his teammate is ahead of him and up into 11th place. Neither Williams in the points, unfortunately. Maybe they can steal some if there are some retirements further up the road. Not really much else going on, if I'm honest. Everyone's sort of spaced out at the moment. Joshua Jack has rejoined, actually. I didn't expect that, but he is back. So hopefully he can get back into his Renault and start controlling it again.
He said he would join one more time, but if he's lagging everywhere, then he'll just leave because it's unfair on others.
Yeah, fair enough. That is the right thing to do. Fair enough to Joshua Jack. Unfortunate that it has not gone his way today so far, but we'll have to see. Maybe he can strike back. I hope that he can strike back because he's been on a terrible run of bad results recently.
I'm excited, not excited, but I'm interested to see how stewards determine the incident between F1 Union and GXL Dragon. Just like to point out, very nice drive from Mr. Fisfy so far, providing that he's kept it clean throughout. P6, quite a nice drive.
Yeah, Mr. Fisfy, he's been having quite a quiet race at the moment, but sitting quite nicely there in P6 and with no time penalties as well.
That's a Haas.
I believe that's Toxic Squid, yes.
Who spun on the straight, but he's still in the points position, so I don't think we're giving up. There's a virtual safety car. And
he will definitely need to come into the pits after that one. Unfortunately, he's done that at the worst possible place because he's got to do a whole lap now without a front wing. But that virtual safety car will aid him a little bit.
come out because of a spin?
I would imagine that would be the reason. T2S2 would be the reason for the virtual safety car.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Because he lost his front wing.
Let's just hope we don't see anyone get massive penalties.
Well, let's have a look at the time penalties at the moment, speaking of which. So
when I say massive
majority of the grid haven't got too many.
I mean drive-through.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
but you reminded me to talk about the time penalties.
Yeah.
JCE Boy with 12 seconds. That's a second a lap.
Oh, yeah. How many years
then,
F1 Union got?
F1 Union currently has 12 seconds as well. As, by the way, this safety car has triggered some action in the pit lane. JCE Boy and Shiv Sangani think it's a good time to come in. Hard compounder tyres for Shiv Sangani. Medium tyres for JCE Boy, so they are going different ways with the strategy. Shiv Sangani will most likely be going to the end on that set of tyres. So yeah, interesting choices there as T2S2 now, the other Haas, does come in to make a pit stop to change that front wing. I'd imagine he'd be going on a similar strategy to his teammate now. Let's see what's sitting in the hands of that Haas pit crew, and I believe it's a hard compound set, and unfortunately they're not ready for him in the Haas crew. And I think he's serving a 5-second time penalty as well. So this is not good news for T2S2 whatsoever as the Haas crew changes front wing now. And he will come back out into the race in 13th position. So yeah, hopefully a safety car can come out and aid him back into the points. But I believe he is going a lap down now. And yeah, I believe that was GX. No, that was not. That was Joshua Jack going past the pit lane. I thought it was Hallam and Lucas, but it's actually not. So
Hallam's
it was
having a very good drive. But Mr. Fisby is in P6. I thought he was making a move, but it was on a lapped car.
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually go on the F1GXL Racing Instagram. LD Hallam is giving us a live stream of his final race.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So I'm gonna check that one out. Be back in a minute.
Okay. Okay. If anyone doesn't know, Jigsaw Hallam will be leaving us after today, as he comes into the pits actually on lap 14 to change his tyres. I'd imagine. Well, actually, let's see. He's got a choice of 2-stop or 1-stop, and I believe it's going to be a 1-stop, judging by what is in the Renault crew's hands there, and it is. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hard compounder tyres going on to the Renault, and he will rejoin just behind, I believe, Mr. Fisfy. So Jigsaw Hallam rejoins the race in 6th position then. Possibly an undercut from Jigsaw Hallam there. Let's have a look. What will his rivals do? The main rivals would be the 2 Red Bulls, which were, I believe, either side of him. Fliniesta in front, Bryony behind. So let's see, what do they react with? Fliniesta obviously will have first choice of strategy as he is the lead car. That's the problem with Red Bull. They usually do have 2 cars up there, and it does mean that they need to leave one of the drivers to hang out to dry, really. Oh, as I believe, is that Hallam? No, it's the other Josh. It's the other Renault, maybe. Oh no, I'm not completely sure there, to be honest. As F1 Union overtakes Gamer Boy, F1 Union back up into the top 10 now after his calamities with Jigsaw Dragon. And talking of incidents, Lucas is into the pits now. As we got yellow flags at the back again, for some reason. Again with the Renaults, but as far as I can tell, nothing bad going on. Lucas, medium tyres for the racing points. As you can see here, Jigsaw Hallam comes down the straight. Joshua Jack retires again, and I would imagine for the final time. But that gap, I think, has come down since Hallam pitted a couple of laps earlier.
Who's our race leader?
I believe
is it Luck?
It's Fliniesta who's leading, but on pit stops it's Lucas.
Okay.
So yeah,
we got
I would imagine.
Do you think we're going to have a battle for this lead? Because we've seen Fliniesta and Luck have battles in the past. So do you think they'll battle it out once again?
It's definitely possible, but if I'm honest, I think one or maybe both of the Red Bulls could lose track position to GXL Hallam here. Have they reacted too late? As here comes Iniesta into the pits then. That means Bryony will have to continue on another lap, but here comes Iniesta then. Down the pit lane at 49 miles an hour. GXL Hallam is coming through the penultimate turn at the moment. He's going to have to make sure this final corner is absolutely perfect if he wants to get ahead of Iniesta. Here he is, Iniesta, going down the pit lane. He is now released. He's got his foot down, but will it be enough? GXL Hallam going through turn 1. It's going to be close, but it is just about going to go the way of the Red Bull driver, and Iniesta just about keeps ahead of GXL Hallam then, and in third place.
Yeah, medium size as well for Iniesta, so I could imagine that Iniesta is going to zoom off into the distance.
Iniesta and Lucas will be on a 2-stop, Hallam will be on a 1-stop, so Hallam is going a different way.
You think they're going to go,
to the drivers around him.
Twice?
It would definitely, and mediums can't make it to the end from here, I don't think.
I've done soft to mediums from... I think soft to mediums is a 1-stop here. I'm sure it is.
I'm not sure.
I had a race around here the other week, and I'm sure it was soft to mediums.
Well, let's wait and see. Let's see if this strategy from Hallam is a masterclass or a mistake. As here comes Bryony into the pit lane, also going for medium tyres. Red Bull giving him a nice stop there. Lucas sets the fastest lap of the race on those medium tyres, a 1.5. Bryony will rejoin a good couple of seconds behind the top 3. Lucas, Iniesta and Hallam. But let's see, can Bryony chase down maybe Hallam, because Hallam's on the slower compounder tyre. But let's have to see. We've still got 19 laps to go, so it's still all to play for here at Austria. But let's see how it all pans out.
Yeah, there's about a 1.9 second gap between Lucas and Iniesta. Do you think Iniesta can manage to close that one down?
I certainly hope so. I would like to see a nice battle for the lead. As long as it's clean. The gap is now 1.8 seconds, so as we've been talking, Iniesta has brought that gap down ever so slightly. So this could be a battle. But I think Lucas might get DRS now from Toxic Squid, the lapped car just in front of him, so that could help him. But that gap is coming down. You could see it. Look at the delta. 1.6 seconds now. So that is definitely coming down. But Lucas,
yeah, very nice.
He's got the DRS from Toxic Squid in front of him. So yeah, that will help him, and I believe he will get ahead of that back marker, which is Toxic Squid in the Haas now. But that DRS will definitely have helped him, and the gap has looked back up to 2 seconds. So hopefully for Iniesta, he catches Toxic Squid at the right time and manages to get some of that DRS advantage himself.
Yeah, looking at the time penalties, Iniesta actually has 3 more seconds worth of time penalties than Luke's in front. So I think if Flynn's going to win this one, he closes it to 1.5 seconds briefly there. I think if he's going to win this one, he needs to hope that Lucas picks up a few more time penalties.
Well, it's definitely a tall order for Iniesta to climb at the moment. So I believe, yeah, Toxic Squid spins round as Iniesta goes past him. Toxic Squid, he'd just gotten out of the way of Iniesta and unfortunately spins right after. I wonder if Toxic Squid was a bit more wanting to help Lucas than Iniesta in that situation, because Lucas, he gave him DRS for 2 straights, but with Iniesta, he got out of the way immediately. So
I think Iniesta and Toxic Squid are friends. so I think if what you're saying is true, and that Squid has helped out Lucas instead, I think Flynn might be a bit angry.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure. Obviously, you can't really hold people up as a back marker, and even if you could, we wouldn't allow that. But yeah, Lucas certainly gained a bit of time out of having DRS from that Haas in front of him for that lap and a half. And that gap is still fairly stable at 2 seconds, so we'll have to see if Iniesta can close it down. Still quite a few laps to go, so it's definitely still all to play for at this point in time as Lucas laps Gamer Boy in the Williams, who is in, I believe, AI. Disastrous race for Williams, as usual. Yeah, I do feel sorry for Gamer Boy, as always, really. I find myself feeling sorry for him most weeks. Talking of battles with Williams, Ace Spencer is actually on the back of F1 Union. That's not something I expected, unless F1 Union just came out the pits. I think, yeah, he did. Yeah, you can see, look how quick he pulled away out to the exit of turn 3. Those medium tyres really, really helping him.
Shishangani nearly spins it when making a move on JCE Boy. I have noticed a few times with Shiv in today's race. He just needs to keep his composure a bit, make his moves at the right time.
Yeah, of course, being over-aggressive gets you nowhere in the end if it ends up with you in a wall or with damage. So, but yeah, let's see. Will Shiv Sangani go for it into turn 4? He's looking for it, but can't quite get it done.
That is somewhere.
Yeah, definitely not the place you want to be. Oh, Shiv Sangani, just about wheel to wheel with JCE Boy. Thought about going around the outside of him. That would have been sensational if he could have done. Doesn't quite manage it, as Toxic Squid, I believe, has gone for another spin. Disastrous race for Toxic Squid, unfortunately, here at Austria. But this is a good battle heating up for P6, but definitely... Oh, Toxic Squid into the wall now. Oh, dear. But what he's done, I'm sure Shiv Sangani won't be thanking him for that, has given JCE Boy the DRS, so that's helped him, but he won't have any of that sweet DRS down this straight, and Shiv Sangani knows it. JCE Boy moves over to the left-hand side. Shiv Sangani goes to the inside line as we go into turn 3, inside line for the Haas. But JCE Boy has the superior traction round the outside on the medium tyres as well. They are a similar age, these tyres, but JCE Boy has got this softer compound on. But Shiv Sangani is relentless. Here he comes, steaming up the inside line. JCE Boy not wanting to get it, give it. Oh! Shiv Sangani could have left a bit more room than that, I think, as JCE Boy loses position then to Shiv Sangani and Mr. Fisfi as well. Shiv Sangani, I think he could have left a bit more room than that. Similar to what happened with F1 Union and Dragon.
With GXL Dragon. I mean, he's just incredibly lucky that it didn't come off in a bigger crash for JCE Boy.
Thankfully, we didn't have a repeat of what happened at the beginning. JCE Boy will live to fight another day, albeit probably a bit unhappy with Shiv Sangani. After that one, he has got DRS on Mr. Fisfi in front of him. He's using his overtake to try and get back onto terms. I'm sure he'll want a bit of revenge on Shiv Sangani, but here he goes. JCE Boy, very late defense from Mr. Fisfi. He saw it coming very last minute. JCE Boy tried to go for it, and look at the traction he's got round the outside on the exit of turn 3, and he just about powers ahead of Mr. Fisfi and up into 7th place. Nice move from JCE Boy. I'm quite impressed by this driver on his debut, but look at Mr. Fisfi though, trying to come back at him after being overtaken, but Mr. Fisfi can't quite get it done. Has JCE Boy runs wide? Yes, he does.
He's
lagging.
No,
that was just lag.
He's lagging all over the place.
So yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, it was almost quite a exciting moment there. But JCE Boy does get ahead of Mr. Fisfi and back up in 7th place. So we'll have to see if he can re-catch up to Shiv Sangani, as I believe that's Gamer Boy. Yes, Gamer Boy retires from the session. Will that be a safety car? No, it's just a virtual safety car. That would have spiced things up if it was a normal safety car.
A purposeful retirement.
I don't think Gamer Boy would do that, to be honest. I've never seen him do it before.
He doesn't seem like the type, but if we go on board
Let's ride on board with F1 Union, see if we can spot his car anywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it looks like he's spun.
Nah, yeah, I wouldn't imagine that he would do such a thing on purpose. Yeah, you can't help but feel for Gamer Boy. We haven't had many. Pardon?
We haven't had many retirements so far, have we?
Yeah, we've only lost Gamer Boy and Joshua Jack. And Joshua Jack we've only lost due to his Wi-Fi. So really just one. And that one is not due to contact, so that's nice.
I mean, better than last week. Oh, Mr. Fisfi.
Mr. Fisfi drive-through. He got this last week as well.
He's
so unlucky.
Yeah, we had a few unfortunate crashes. Oh no! Oh,
What?
Mr. Fishby.
Oh, did he lose that on his own?
Yeah, he lost it on the curb.
Oh dear,
And if he's
Mr.
got
Fistfeet, it goes from bad to worse, and he can't
if
even
he's
change his
got
front
wing
wing
damage,
if he got damaged.
if he's got wing damage, the game will repair the wing instead of doing the drive-through. So
Oh,
see,
will
doesn't
it?
come
Oh,
into
I
the
didn't know that.
pits.
He hasn't got front wing damage,
Okay,
though, I
it's
can
good for
see,
him.
and the Mercedes crew have not rushed out for him. So yeah, Mr. Fistfeet will be able to serve his drive-through, unfortunately, that he got for speeding under virtual safety car. Take virtual safety car out of the game, please. It serves no use.
I mean, yeah, but as a league owner, I prefer to see a virtual safety car than a safety car.
True, very true. Mr. Fistfeet does rejoin in 9th, so he's still in the points positions. Luckily for him, albeit
What
quite a bit
is the
further
virtual
back
safety
than he
car
was.
for?
In real life?
Yeah, or in the game? Because it doesn't.
In real life it would be so that marshals can. It's usually that because marshals are on track and they need to
Slow
clear
down.
some debris.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I see virtual safety car.
There's no virtual marshal lives at stake though in this game. So
Oh yeah, I guess.
so yeah, it's a little bit more pointless in the game than in real life.
We could have marshals running across the track, and like the cars
quite
have to
interesting.
dodge them. That'd be quite interesting, yeah.
What would happen if they hit them though? The marshal would just go flying. That'd be quite funny.
Like into the hills of Austria.
Yeah, I would like to see that, to be honest. Oh, no, obviously I don't condone violence, but like I'd like to see a virtual marshal flying through the air after being hit by an F1 car. That would be quite a laugh, wouldn't it?
Marshal Dodger. Well, when we have some of our demolition races coming up, then might see that. Well, we won't see that, but maybe next year.
Time will tell. Time will tell. New F1 game release date has been confirmed quite recently. I believe it's early July, I think. So not too far away. And then we will be moving over to the new game and hopefully bringing most of these drivers with us. Be sure to join us then for the next season of GXL. This is the last season we'll do on this game. Season 2, Season 3, obviously. Gonna be a banger.
Season ever.
No.
Are you sure? Are you sure about that?
I'm very sure this league will go into at least 20 seasons. I got messaged actually recently, asking me to join a league, and they said they were in their 18th season. I saw that and I was like, that seems a bit capped, to be honest. 18 seasons.
Have you ever heard the
Nah, unless it's one race a season, I don't think so.
I mean, 18, yeah, but I mean, the league could have just gone on for a long time.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
they
it's
must
not...
have been racing for at least a couple of years with 18 seasons.
Yeah, it's not like it's impossible, is it? There's a few leagues out there that's been racing for a couple of years.
It's not impossible, no, but I feel like I would have heard of it if they had been going for 18 seasons.
Like, what did they say? Hello, we've been going for 18 seasons, join us.
No, it was like, hello, would you like to join our,
or is it like,
second division or something?
Is it one of my templates? Like, similar?
It was like, would you like to join our Tier 2 division? We've been running for 18 seasons. We have a few seats available or something.
Surely if you've been running for 18 seasons, you'd have more than tiers.
That's true. That's very true, actually.
I mean, yeah, I've seen
yeah.
leagues expand, and there's...
Toxic Squid, once again. This is becoming a bit of a recurring theme as he spins across the track and into the wall again. I wouldn't be surprised if that's wing damage once again, and it is. Oh dear, what a wretched afternoon for Toxic Squid. He's nearly going to be lapped by his teammate at this rate. And when he pits, I would imagine he will be lapped by his teammate. Oh dear. He's just about going to manage to get himself into the pits. If he doesn't retire now, I'll be very impressed with him.
Yeah, same.
Toxic Squid never want to give up, but I wonder if maybe now is the time. Because once, and he does. Once you are a lap down, there's really no saving yourself, is there? Because that's when the safety car can't even save you.
Oh yeah. I mean, safety car lets them pass sometimes.
Very, very occasionally, and then when it does, it comes up with a glitch and then the safety car doesn't go in.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's annoying, but hopefully we get that fixed for the next game. So yeah, just talk about GXL Hallam for a moment in his final race. He's currently running P3, but he has 12 seconds of time penalties. So as it stands, he dropped to P5, maybe? 12 seconds. Yeah, he dropped to P5 behind Original Blazers, who, by the way, has got no time penalties. Fair play to Original Blazers in the racing points. The only driver so far to have not gotten a time penalty. So hats off to Kieran, having a very solid race up there in 5th place. So yeah.
How many views have we got?
Currently, we have 7. We have had more than that, though. We've had around 10, 11 at some points.
GXL Dragon. I haven't seen much of him today. Oh yeah, except for when he had a crash with F1 Union. But he's closing in on JCE Boy. He moves to the inside very late from GXL Dragon, so he backs out of that one.
I assumed you were going to keep going with that, so I started to yawn and then you stopped, so that's a bit awkward.
F1 Union's gone very wide, and Mr. Fisty's all over the back of him. And Mr. Fisty passes Mr. Formula 1 Union.
Indeed, nice move there from the Mercedes driver to get back up into 9th place. Ahead of F1 Union, who's not had the greatest of afternoons, has he?
Yeah, for someone in the championship fight, this hasn't been great for him. And he's on the outside.
But speaking of him...
Fisty, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Displayed from Mr. Fisty there. He left the room very nicely. That was very nice. See, that's what you're supposed to do. Mr. Fisty left a perfect amount of room. And I'm going to clip that just so I can show people how much room you need to leave. Thank you very much, Mr. Fisty.
Hats off to the Mercedes driver. Unfortunately, he was overtaken again by F1 Union. Speaking of overtakes, GXL Dragon has just made his way past JCE Boy and up into 7th place. Will JCE Boy come back at him because he has got the DRS? But I don't think he's close enough, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
he's gaining. He is gaining. He could go for it. He's not going to. Thankfully, because that would have ended badly.
What is up with people not leaving room with that corner? Like, is it ignorance or is it just people feeling that they've got the position?
Hallam is in.
Hallam's in the pits.
Yeah, that's what I just said. I think it's kind of like as soon as you overtake a car, it doesn't exist anymore, and that's what they do.
But that's not what happens though.
No, it's not. I mean, I don't understand how you can do that. You've got arrows. You've literally got arrows that show you where cars are, and they still manage it. I'm not sure why GXL Hallam is pitted, by the way, because he went for hards.
I think it's his final race, so he's just gonna go all out. But I mean,
he'll most likely get fastest lap.
I mean, it's his final race. So why didn't he just go on mediums and then go to softs?
Yeah, that is a bit of a weird one. But as it stands, he'll be P6. He just needs about 7 more tenths of a second, and he'll be P5. So yeah, and I would imagine he'll get that as he's on fresh softs, as Lucas gets another time penalty. The top 3 all with 6 seconds now. If Original Blazers was a little bit quicker in this race, he definitely had a shot, because he's got no time penalties. And he's the only driver still going that hasn't. Oh, there's been something. That's something going on. Mr. Fistfeet off the road. What's happened there? Has there been a kerfuffle? That was for the lead, I think. Was it for the lead? Because Fliniester and Luck were right next to each other, I think. That might have been an attempt for the lead, I wonder. And Mr. Fistfeet was somehow there as well. I think he was trying to get out the way.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give you an update on the Tier 1 checking. A man named JB, last week's race winner, he can't race, so I think we're probably gonna get 16 to around 18 tomorrow.
That's not too bad. It could be worse. And has Ben checked in yet?
Yeah, he has. It says 17 on the check-in, and there's like 4 who are undecided.
Okay, and I think a couple of those undecided drivers do usually race.
Yeah.
HS Redders and GXL Cobra. So.
Yeah. But let's focus on, because Fliniesta, he is gaining to luck in front.
Yeah, 0.6 of a second between them. I think it may have been an attempt for the lead, which I didn't quite catch, but I just saw the yellow flag, so I think there was contact. And Fliniesta is a man on a mission at the moment. He needs to overtake Lucas and pull 3 seconds, though.
He needs to hope Lucas picks up a 3-second time penalty, or he's no chance of this race win. But as it stands, Lucas is going to be storming into the championship lead after this one.
Exactly, the championship leader on course to pick up another 25 points. He won't get an extra point for fastest lap, as that will go to GXL Hallam unless anyone else decides to pit for the softs. But we are on board with the rear camera of Lucas, facing back towards Fliniesta, who has got DRS. No DRS on board with Lucas, and that will, of course, lose him a bit of a straight line speed down the straight. Fliniesta also has the slipstream advantage. Up the hill we go then towards turn 3. Fliniesta looking for it down the inside, just not close enough on this occasion to make a move. He will have another chance though. Down this next straight, he's got DRS again, but I think he's just a little bit too far back. If I was him, I would sit behind for maybe a lap or two, try and charge up the battery, and then mount a proper assault. But at the same time, if he sits around too long, he's not going to be able to pull that 3 seconds. But at the same time, if he passes him and has 0% of ERS, he's not going to be able to pull away. So it's a bit of a lose-lose situation here for Fliniesta. It is slipping out of reach for the Red Bull driver. But it's not over yet. We've still got, we're coming on to the penultimate lap now, so don't go anywhere. It could still change around as we got yellow flags. I believe that's Shiv Sangani. Shiv Sangani, yes, going slowly on the exit of turn 3. He has had some kind of incident. He's knocked off his left-hand end plate, so that is not what he would have wanted. I'm used to it being Toxic Squid spinning there. This time it's Shiv Sangani. And he will have GXL Dragon bearing down on him right behind him. But let's have a look then for the lead. Once again, Fliniesta, he's looking for it. He's trying to get that move done, but he's just not got the straight line speed. He's running out of ERS too quickly.
Please don't crash.
He's going for it again. He is, look, he's using it all. Lucas's red light is flashing, which shows that he is low on ERS himself. But it's just not enough, as I believe Mr. Fisby has gone off the road again. Yes, he has. Something has happened to him. I'm not quite sure what.
Mr. Fisby's great. He was letting past Bryony. He's very respectful driver.
Okay then. Fair play to Mr. Fisby if that's what he was doing. As I believe, yeah, GXL Dragon makes a move on Shiv Sangani and gets up into P6.
So it's all going down on
Shiv Sangani does have less time penalties. So we'll have to see how this all pans out. But we are now coming on to the final lap of the race. 0.6 of a second is the gap between the top two. Fliniesta or Lucas. It's currently looking the way of the Swedish driver of Lucas. But Fliniesta, he will have DRS down this next straight. He does have the ERS, but I wonder if it's not enough. He's already hit 0. He has got the DRS. He's looking for it. He's trying to go down the inside of Lucas. The move just isn't on. Can he get good traction out of turn 3? And it looked like he got just a little snap of oversteer there. And I don't think he is going to be able to get another chance here. And no, the straight does end. And when it does, Lucas is still in front. And it looks like Lucas is going to have this one wrapped up then as we come towards the final sector of the final lap of the race. Lucas is in front, the championship leader, on course to take another win here in GXL Tier 2. Here we go then into the penultimate corner. All he has to do is survive this final corner then, and then he will take another win to add to his multiple wins. It's Lucas across the line for Racing Point to take the win.
The back of Richard Blazes on the...
This is going to be very, very close indeed. He has 2 corners to go. GXL Hallam in his final race in GXL. Can he steal 4th position on track at least off of Original Blazers? It's going to be nearly a drag race to the line. It is a drag race to the line. Hallam and Original Blazers to the line.
They crossed...
Hallam just couldn't quite get it.
I think they both slowed down for each other and crossed the line together.
I thought so as well. Yeah. It did look like that.
That's quite nice. Dragon's going around the penultimate corner. P6, obviously earlier crash with Formula 1 Union. which didn't
A
help
nice
him out.
comeback from
Yeah, but
Dragon,
nice
I
comeback
think.
to get P6. Shifsen Ghani solid in P7. JCE boy, decent debut race in P8. Formula 1 Union P9. The man in the fight for the championship, he won't be too happy with that. Mr. Fisty, P10. I think he's proven he's got decent pace today, but he just couldn't quite wrap it up with consistency.
Exactly. And something else, JCE boy, although he did only get 8th, I noticed when he was battling, he did leave quite a lot of space. So, fair enough to the AlphaTauri driver. And it's also, bear in mind, farewell to GXL Hallam. We give you a GXL salute. 5th place on his final race.
We don't usually do post-race interviews, but let's give GXL Hallam a post-race interview.
Yeah, let's do that. I think it's only right that we give him a send-off. Someone in the chat says, stop the toxic squid abuse. He's sort of abusing himself.
Is there toxic squid abuse?
He spins and it's abusing himself.
But
yeah, so there are the race results. Hallam did get the fastest lap as well, so that's an extra 1 point.
Yeah, I mean, extra 1 point to go to his final ever championship tally. But I guess it's an extra point to go for Renault.
Exactly. Now we just need to see who will replace him. Okay, Taylor's not going to respond.
Hello, sorry, I was actually watching your live stream. Yeah, we was going to request to do a post-race interview if you wanted to do one.
He wants to do a goodbye.
Yeah, go on then. Christian, you can ask questions, or you can just talk. It's up to you.
I think Hallam would like to say a goodbye, so
yeah.
We'll let him speak. Just make sure you have your audio included.
Audio's included. I just want to say huge thanks to everyone who is watching this, who supported me over the last couple of months, last couple of years even. It's been an absolute pleasure racing in the F1GXL. I know obviously I've left in and out a couple of times and ended up rejoining, but it is unfortunate to say that this will be the end of it. And it's been an absolute pleasure racing with you guys. I think this season, definitely, it would be a shame, obviously, I've got to leave not even halfway through in a possible championship fight I could have been in. But it's a shame that I'm leaving, obviously, coming off the back of 2 podiums in a row and everything. But obviously, it's just a shame I'm having to walk away from it. And I'd just like to say a massive thank you to Taylor and to Chris, obviously, who run the league. They've done an amazing job over the last year of setting it up. And it's been an absolute pleasure racing for you both.
It has been a pleasure to watch you as well, GXL Hallam. And a good luck in your new job.
Thank you.
Maybe one day you'll return again.
Maybe. I might be able to do a one-off race in the future, hopefully.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, we look forward to that day.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us, and hopefully you can return in the future.
Thank you.
And well done today, Lee. It may not have been the greatest result. It wasn't another podium, but P5 and fastest lap.
Yeah,
Can't be too disappointed.
I give respect to Kieran for we were in the pie, and I just said, Kieran, let's finish on a high. We just tried to draw on the line.
Yeah,
we got it on stream.
Yeah, we got that.
And I'm just really glad that everyone. I've made such great friends in this league as well. It's been an absolute amazing thing just to see and to race in here. But yeah, don't have to leave.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure watching you race.
Thank you.
Oh, he just left. I thought he was going to say like goodbye before he left, but oh well.
Yeah, that was.
So yeah, that is it then for GXL Tier 2. We will see you tomorrow for Tier 1 at the same time, at the same place. Be sure to tune in then. We will see you when GXL returns.